Okay, and we're back again for the second time here, Josh, doing it live for the second time.
Yeah, it's our first time. We ran into a couple of technical issues. We're hoping that everything's gonna hold up this time. We're not even really sure what happened last time. It's great as always. You kind of get things shut down, like streams down and stuff like that, and things start working again. But we're just like, okay, we'll try again tomorrow. So we're here at it again. You know, early morning for me, late evening for you, I imagine.
Yep, that's right. About 6. Well, it feels later. I still haven't got acclimatized to the clocks going back. So
I know.
Feels so late.
Yeah, it gets so dark so early, and I'm just stuck there going, oh my gosh, it really affects things. But yeah, we're back here. We're gonna be watching the what's next video, and then you know, breaking down kind of how things are gonna affect the game, and you know, things like that. I think it should be a pretty fun time, right?
Yeah, I'm gonna get a little tier list up as well on my stream. Oh, you won't be able to see it, Josh, because I can't send it to you. But we're gonna get a tier list. We're gonna chat. You get involved too when you see things. Every little new thing that they're adding, we're gonna rate it on a tier list and have a little chat about it. So we're gonna
link your stream in chat just so people can see that. If you want to get the full experience, guys, this is the full experience stream over here, guys. So. But you know, we also got my version over here. Alrighty, I'm set.
How you going there, Shinon? I see you there in Legend Scrims chat, and obviously Myru there as well. So let's get this started. I'll go straight over to. Here we go then.
Chance here. So glad to see you again. After that crazy September, how's everyone holding up? How did you enjoy the brand new buddy gameplay? I have to say, I'm really starting to get attached to these buddies. But you know, Fun 84 just keeps getting better with fresh updates. A brand new HERO Ling Bo, an entirely new weapon class, and of course, a whole new season. Let's jump right into what's coming next. Let's go! The new HERO Ling Bo is joining the action.
I just straight there, like Chance's enthusiasm is just unparalleled.
Do you know what the funny thing is? The whole time I was thinking back there during like him talking there was, I wonder if the things in the background are real, or if they're just green screen. Like they're just because it's just like the Farlight logo. And I'm just like, man, I kind of want that for my wall. That thing looks kind of slick there. You know, obviously not a major thing, but gosh, I always love watching Chance. Always, like you said, always so enthusiastic. Always so fun to watch.
In the upcoming season.
Don't worry, I know what it takes to persevere. Listen closely. The sea is breathing.
I mean, not to say the same story again, Josh, but I feel like we should announce to people who weren't here last time about that we were on to Ling Bo being in the game way before she was announced.
Oh yeah, it was actually quite a bit earlier than everyone. It was funny because the actual new website for like the new update got updated when the Hey Buddy update came out, and it got like a whole like complete update, like and rework. And we were just looking around, it was showing, but there was like a list of heroes, and you could cycle through them. And we looked into like the image link and stuff like that. And like if you switched like one of the numbers, it switched and showed up obviously Ling Bo. And obviously we were like, oh my god, and who's this? And we thought at first we were like kind of, you know, thinking, oh, maybe it's just like a rework of one of the other characters or something like that. But yeah, obviously now we know Ling Bo.
And there she is. Let's look at her kit.
As the Farlight Cup kicks off, Ling Bo makes her mark with a unique water-based combat style. Her first skill, Tidal Shields, throw up 3 water shields, blocking damage and creating a water region beneath her. If the shields hit an enemy or an obstacle, they explode, dealing AoE damage. Ling Bo will move faster when in a water region. Upgraded skill once, the shields will become even stronger. Upgraded twice, every kill or assist will give an extra skill charge.
So, one thing I'm really interested in is how smoothly, like, because that looks like those came out pretty smoothly, like, as in, like, you can put it out and it, like, comes out without, like, taking away your gun usage or a whole lot there. So I'm just thinking, like, if you're up close with somebody there, the fact that you could just, like, pretty much use it right in their face, like, close-up 1v1s, this move is going to be so good because you're just going to be able to play around all the walls. It'll tank up some damage for you. And then also, you can go for like nice peaks. You can, in general, just also do damage with the ability. Gosh, the ability is going to be a powerhouse ability, I think.
Yeah, she's seeming really strong, and in this, it's not going to show her with any of the heroes too, but all the other ones going through, you can throw incendiaries over the top of those. You're not going to see where they're coming from. Just disorienting people is going to be what Ling Bo, I think's going to do there. Star of Wisdom, we're going through the what's next update, and we're going to go through all the things and we're going to rate them. Also, Jack had mentioned something about a new map a while back. Is that true? If so, when's it coming? I don't know anything about the new map when it's coming for. Josh, you know anything about that?
No, in general, it's just all been kind of rumors and stuff like that. I know obviously they mentioned a new kind of city, kind of looking like with a lot of skyscrapers and stuff like that. I know Zach a while back was suspecting that maybe the new training grounds might be little hints and stuff like that towards the new map, but besides that, I haven't really heard a whole lot. So, yeah.
Through the water. Her second skill,
That just looks
Dragon
fun.
Slayer, transform her
Yeah.
into a dragon, boosting her damage reduction and movement speed. While in dragon form, moving through a water region and staying out of combat automatically heals her. Dragon
This looks
form
like such a
trains-
good repositioning move. Like, you can just like go from one area to another. You take less damage while you're doing it, so it's like one of those things like, oh, I'm getting pressured here. I need to get back like behind another tree or something like that. So, like, you'll just pop that and zoop on behind you. It looks like such a good ability.
Yeah, we're going to see as well. And for attacking, I think it's going to be decent as well because of the update here, the upgrade even.
Upgrade once, Ling Bo's max energy goes up. Upgrade it twice and she becomes immune while in dragon form. Become the hidden dragon, swift,
Yeah.
unseen, and unstoppable. Her ultimate
Yeah, so I can see her being a bit of a nuisance there when she's invulnerable and you can pop in and out like that, however long she's actually going to get. I was saying last time when we did it that seems a bit to me like Maggie. And again, if there's teams doing that and she's popping in and out, that's going to be really, really irritating.
So wait, is she invulnerable or does she just still take less damage in those
Is
situations?
it less damage? Okay, well, let's just be sure that I'm not just...
swift, unseen, and unstoppable. Become the hidden dragon, swift, unseen, and unstoppable. Her ultimate
I haven't gone back far enough, have I?
Upgrade once, Ling Bo's max energy goes up. Upgrade it twice and she becomes immune while in dragon form.
Yeah,
Immune,
she's
probably just a
immune.
slow effect.
Okay.
That's my
So
best
not
guess. It seems
invulnerable
like,
then, yeah.
It looks like she's not getting slowed by the thing is what they're going for.
It seems to me she's similar to Sage from Valorant. You were saying she was it that... Josh, you were saying that last time as well, wasn't you? Was that someone from Overwatch you said she was similar to?
Well, I said her wall shield or water shield thing kind of reminded me of the original Symmetra shield, or maybe not even original. One of the versions of Symmetra had a shield that was used, could be used quite aggressively if you were pretty good with it.
Become the hidden dragon, swift, unseen, and unstoppable.
I can see people just like zooming in with her water dragon and just putting her ult down. Once we see more about
Ultimate
that. But
Turbulent Realm summons a turbulence field after a short delay. Enemies caught inside take slight damage and slow down. Crossing
okay, so you
the
do take
field's
a little
edge,
damage over time.
slow them even more and silences them. The ground inside of the field becomes Ling Bo's water region. Upgraded skill once to shorten the cooldown. Upgrade twice, and enemies in the field will suffer from vulnerability effect. Once her
So that's like an extra 2 damage on every hit.
shields are up, Ling Bo becomes unstoppable. Whether she's
It
charging
looked like she was healing when she was in her ult as well. I could be wrong. Like I swear I saw like a healing effect around her.
And she was going up as well. Okay. I don't know if...
Once her shields are up, Ling Bo
before
can
this.
upgrade twice, and
Yeah,
enemies
right.
in the field will suffer from vulnerability effect. Once her shields are up, Ling Bo become
Where were we? I don't know. It must have been earlier than that. It was there was like it was when her ult was out. Yeah, probably around after this.
enemies caught inside take slight damage and slow down. Crossing the field's edge slow them even more and silences them. The ground inside of the field
In this
becomes
part, I
Ling
think.
Bo's
Yeah. Well, is that
Yeah.
because she's gone in the dragon, or is that because she's in the
Oh.
circle?
Oh, I don't know.
upgraded skill once to shorten the cooldown. Upgrade twice, and enemies in the field will
I think you're
suffer
right.
from
That makes more sense.
vulnerability effect. Once her shields are up, Ling Bo becomes unstoppable. Whether she's charging in or taking the hit, nothing phases her. Ling Bo is here and ready to leave her mark on Farlight 84.
Can you believe it?
She has an ability she can use when she's in dragon form.
Ling Bo's skill
Yes.
Like go back,
Oh, gone back
like
to she's-
like after the dive. Yeah, like right here. That.
Once her shields are up, Ling Bo becomes unstoppable. Whether she's charging in or taking
Oh yeah, she's firing like a little.
Like that,
Yeah,
that I don't think that got mentioned at all, did it?
I didn't hear it.
thing phases her.
That's kind of
But
neat.
she's definitely throwing something at him.
Ling Bo is here and ready to
Maybe it's
leave
like
her
an
mark
alternate for
on
like
Farlight
the
84.
wall shield when you're in
Can
that
you
form.
believe it?
So that's kind of cool.
Look what I can do now.
Ling Bo's skills work together perfectly. After making a water region, use the shields to quickly close in on the enemies.
Broke that guy's
Transform
ankle.
into dragon form and glide across battlefield. Whether you're on the attack or falling back, her agility makes her powerhouse in Farlight 84. A full hero
Yeah, there it is again.
Stay
She's
tuned.
definitely got. That was not even in that circle either, so she's definitely got something there.
Yeah, it's kind of neat. I like that. I like that there's like clearly some sort of like flexibility with the abilities. Obviously, they're not mentioned 100%, but I'm excited to see how it's going to work in game. Because I mean, if that slows or just is just like a little bit of damage before she like transitions out, at least it's enough to scare somebody a little bit, slow them. Because you know you get that damage slow, right? So like that could be just enough to help to get you out of that dragon form. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I think she's gonna be. I mean, overall, it's the second time we've gone through that. So I think last time we put her as an A tier. Where are you thinking now in chat? What you think about Ling Bo here in terms of the update? Where are you putting her?
Yeah. Like even compared, like just comparatively, like after watching it now and watching it before, I see there's still even more complexity in her kit than I previously thought. So personally, S tier, but maybe an A. Like honestly, I'm quite hyped. I think it's gonna be a good addition to the game to have Ling Bo in the game.
Yeah, I put her A last time too, but then looking back at what she's probably going to be able to do, she's going to be one of those really irritating characters in, I guess, a good way. He's going to be the one that, like Maychelle, when she came in, everyone's going to be fighting over her. So I'm going to say probably an S tier on this one. Rookie there as well, so you've S tier as well. Pew Pew, I see you out in there too. What do you think? So we're going to put her on S, and carry on with the rest of the video.
Now let's talk about a little surprise tucked away in the last update.
Here's a little secret.
Also said S.
Farlight 84 will be getting its very first.
Did anyone figure out? Yes, Farlight 84 is going to have a brand new weapon class.
Who thought a pistol was going to be in Farlight? Did you think that's what it was? I said last time as well that I thought this would be first person perspective, which possibly it's going to go into, but
Pistols.
I wasn't
First
quite sure.
up, we've got
yeah.
the iconic
Revolver is
revolver.
always so cool.
This new weapon class adds a whole new level of realism, along with a top tier design. From drawing, reloading,
Lip the
firing, to aiming, gunfire sounds, and even the physics feedback. Everything's been redesigned from the ground up. Pistols are set to play a big role in future tactical battles. Now let's dive into the revolver itself. It's famous for its powerful single shot damage and limited ammo. Whether at close or long range, the revolver packs a punch with precise shots. But watch your ammo, it'll be key in the heat of battle.
I mean, I wasn't sold on the FPP, but seeing this again, like for another time, I can potentially. I was always skeptical of them putting FPP in, but this looks quite nice.
I don't know. I've always been a pretty big fan of third person, but obviously, yeah, in terms of having the kind of flexibility of it being sort of first and third person at times, kind of definitely interesting. And in general, you see, like, I don't know, with the new revolver, kind of feels like it looks a little odd in certain situations, like when he was like sliding and stuff like that, but it was like pretty I don't know, I think it's gonna be pretty clean. I'm excited for the revolver. I mean, obviously it's comparable to like the Apex wingman in terms of like the kind of style. I imagine they're trying to go for it there.
Yeah.
And that was always a classic like favorite among top players, and obviously anyone kind of who like to focus on aim and stuff like that. I think it's going to be a very skill dependent weapon though.
Yeah, one that you've put the time in. There was, not to harp on about First Soldier, which died, but that was another. The revolver was one of those weapons where if you could pop those headshots off as well, mobility wise like this, it's crazy.
The revolver only appears in airdrops, but it always drops in its strongest form. With the option to equip up to a 2x scope, pistols bring a whole new layer to tactical gameplay. Paired
122.
with a close-range SMG,
Right?
the revolver becomes your perfect partner.
No, forget the SMG. Just carry that. Find a second one.
Dual wield them.
Yeah, exactly.
I bet some of you sharp-eyed light catchers already noticed something, right? That's right. The long-awaited weapon inspection feature is fine.
Okay, so he's moving on to a different feature there. So chat, what we saying about the pistol?
I'm gonna pick up that gun and actively just spam the next segment. Like, I'm just gonna use the animation over and over and over and over and over. It looks really good. It looks really fun. I think it's gonna, the fact that you can only get it in the drops is gonna be a little inconvenient. I'm kind of wondering if they plan on taking something out for it, or if they're gonna keep everything in the kind of drop pool for the drops, airdrops.
Yeah, when it's been in for a little while, or they're just sort of testing it out now, I guess.
Like, what if they decide, oh, we're taking out the MG, or taking out the eliminator of this pack, or something like that. They'll come back in a future date type deal. I don't know. Obviously, I haven't really got to try the beta since it's mobile yet, but just things that they could do. I don't know if that actually is happening.
That looks like, as well, with it being red. And again, First Soldier used to have weapons that you bring in and out each season, and they were red. So that's a color association I'm making there. But from how powerful that thing's looking at 122, that one's, I'm going to say, that's an A tier for me.
Yeah, exactly. I think it's gonna, in terms of like the overall player base, I think it's gonna really depend on how it feels to aim it. I think it's gonna be a gun that, like I said, top players, once they have it, are gonna just use it and just absolutely wreak havoc with it. But besides that, I'm pretty sure that it's going to be pretty well received in general. I don't expect people to kind of leave it in the drop or anything like that. So probably at least an A.
We got Rookie in there saying B tier, and hello there, TTVS Twitch. Welcome in. We're just doing a tier list, and we're about to take a look at the new weapon inspection.
Finally here with the new season. The weapon inspection system have been given a fresh look, along with a complete overhaul of the models and animations. After a lot of development work, now every weapon supports first-person inspections. Some weapons even have their own unique animations. With all those cool weapon skins, they'll look even better during inspections.
Yeah, they're looking pretty cool.
So while you're roaming the map, why not take a moment to admire your weapon? Just don't get too distracted. You don't want to miss spotting an enemy. Weapons have always been the heart of...
I think he's moving on to it. So there's the little short bit that they're now adding weapon inspection. Chat, what we thinking about that? Lister fan club is assemble, or welcome in Laurent. I put it similar to a bar, but it will require more skill and better aim. That's about the revolver there. So
okay, yeah, no, definitely kind of my thoughts as well. It's gonna be the fact that you can just go, and have somebody like close to mid range and just go pink, 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 not have to worry about, chambering a new shot, 30 damage versus 90 for the quickness and the amount of bullets you have, I'd absolutely take that. You know, I can still hit a 120. Are you kidding me?
Well, you're still running around with that striker shotgun pinging people, so I'm sure it's in your wheelhouse to be carrying that thing.
No, 100%. I think in terms of like how impactful for the game it's going to be, I don't think it's going to be an absolutely massive thing. I do think it's going to be just a nice quality of life thing. I think it's something that's kind of needed in the game. I think it's something that most games people kind of expect it. And I mean, obviously there's a lot of games that have gone, you know, miles and beyond, and they're kind of inspecting their weapon features. Like, I mean, like you see in like COD Mobile, they'll have whole ass war battles going on top of a weapon and crazy stuff like that. So having, you know, it in this form is going to be at least, you know, I think it's quite cool.
It definitely looks nice. It looks like, as you got Pew Pew in there, I think he likes it, to be fair. And then in my chat, Laurent saying weapon inspection, because the game is so slow, you now have to do something as you endlessly walk through the map. So the mixed feelings on the weapon inspection. I've never been a fan of on weapon inspections, Rook is saying. And when I saw it, I'll be honest, because of Bloodstrike being in the Battle Royale space as well, it was like, oh, is Farlight, are you copying homework there? But it does look nice, and there's some nice skins in the game. So I'm not thinking too high on the tier list for me. This is probably a D to a C for me.
Yeah, probably like a C, D, somewhere around there. I think we just put it on C because it is just something, one of those quality of life things. I think there's going to be a lot of those coming out in like kind of the future, where it's just like things that are going to make the game feel a lot more polished, a lot more refined. And you know, there's still I think there's still things that should be, you know, we should be happy about.
Yeah.
Gameplay. This update brings in some exciting new
Oof.
toys, special mods. Each future season, the Farlight committee will introduce cutting-edge tech regularly. Equipped on specific weapons, these attachments give special abilities. Only a select few weapons get exclusive attachment each season.
We're not casting Josh.
I know, but man, I'm watching it. I'm just like, I'm just thinking of the things I'm gonna be able to do with that, like fire breath on the striker. Like, things were already like rough for everyone else, but they're gonna get hit with my shots and then also tick like, I don't know, what's it looking like, 555 or like 20 additional damage. Like, it's over, man. Like, that's just hard. Like, that's gonna be. Sorry, guys. Are we running Ducksyde? I'm gonna roll on up to you, quake you, and just hit you for a couple of dragon breaths. Like, you're gonna get dragon Ducksided, bro. Like, you're gonna think like the new character is gonna be the dragon you gotta worry about? Nah.
With new ones coming, and
It's Josh with the striker.
Dang right.
These attachments depend on weapon characteristics like damage type or firing mode and more. Let's check out what's on the horizon. Dragon Vial Shells. Shotguns now can use the Dragon Vial Shells attachment. Equip this to fire flaming rounds that burn enemies over time. Double Shot Trigger. This one designed for the MK24.
This looks kind of fun.
Yeah.
DMR. Equip this to switch to a 2-round burst mode, offering a whole new shooting experience. This attachment boosts burst damage, making quick eliminations easier.
That was kind of nice.
The VSS and M16 assault rifles now can toggle between firing modes with this attachment. For the VSS, it shifts
Welcome in, Anime Hunter. How's it
from
going?
the full auto to semi-auto, increasing damage output.
So it goes to semi-auto, and the damage output also goes up with this one as well, mode.
So like, I personally like, I if you had told me that there was gonna be a what do you call it? A defender that could shoot twice, like boom boom. I would have told you that was crazy, man. I remember how strong the defender was when there was a lot more open space, like in like the previous matches, just because it was just such a good weapon. You could shoot, like when you could shoot so fast with it, it was just so good. And the fact that you go bang bang is like, oh my. So I think you're gonna see a lot more people picking it up, as well as this one here, the VSS one. I don't think is gonna be as popular, but I think it's still kind of nice. I mean, depending on how it feels when you shoot it, because like, you know how a lot of the time it really just feels how the gun shoots, like how that feels is how you kind of pick it over. It's really gonna depend on that. And sometimes, you know, sometimes that being able to go ding 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 ding, you know what I mean? Really nice.
Yeah, I'll have to see with this one. I was more like initially just the Dragonfire shells I liked, but as well, we'll have to see with this one. I just want to see on.
For the M16, the switch allows a transition from 3-round bursts to a fully automatic firing. One weapon, 2 modes for different experiences. Use burst fire for long-range accuracy with the M16, or unleash powerful full auto burst up close. For those who crave raw power, pair your shotgun with the Dragonfire shells for maximum damage.
You can use it on the eliminator too.
Nice.
For the shotgun, for the fire breath. That's crazy. So all the shotguns can use the fire breath, and then I like that they're only, you know, it also shows like on the tooltip there, M16 VSS what can use it. So that's kind of nice.
I like it as well because it's gone back to, I don't know if you played before the beta. Farlight had all the weapons had different skills, so they might be going back into that territory, which could be interesting with this. So
yeah, and I know they had like I know in general I think it's kind of cool to have like these kind of things. You know, it might be interesting to see that like kind of what they can expand to and, you know, add for future guns and stuff like that. So I'm pretty hyped because it makes a lot of the guns that have been typically not meta potentially meta. And that's kind of nice, you know, like it just doesn't happen very often. So I think it's a good change, and I think you know, anything that's gonna make you loot something and go, oh nice, I found that, instead of going, oh man, not another one. That's usually a pretty good thing in my eyes.
yeah. Does that mean the Eliminator's going to be removed from the care package? Well, they haven't said anything about it yet, but with the revolver going into it as well, and the Arbiter, maybe.
Also, I would say it's not necessarily, because like my thoughts were the fact that you can add mods to it was maybe leaning towards that, but also you can add sights to the revolver. So I think they're just sort of maybe changing their kind of philosophy in terms of like being able to add attachments to things potentially.
Yeah. We'll have to see on that one then.
Exclusive attachments scattered across resource points on the map. Customizing your battle experience to fit your playstyle has never been easier. Don't miss out. Give them a try.
Give them a try. So chat, what we saying? What tier is the new mod attachments?
I know I'm so biased right now. I know I'm so biased when I say S tier. I know I'm so biased when I say S tier.
You put it right up there.
Bro, as a shotgun player, man, this is gonna be like my meta. I promise you guys, if you don't see me on the like just wrecking havoc with this, like I haven't found it. Like I haven't looted it. That's the only thing. Okay, you know, like I'm still looking. I'm trying to hunt somebody down and take theirs.
I mean, it's up there for me. I was going to put it in A tier. Rook is in there saying it's a game changer, yes, but I'll give it an F for originality, and he's saying a B. He's saying B. So I don't know if
definitely not like the most original thing. In terms of like just how I'm gonna play and how much enjoyment I'm gonna get in the game, I think it's gonna be an S. I think it's in general for the game. I think definitely an A or a B for sure.
Yeah. And one thing as well, that's a difference, I guess, between you being a PC and Lerolt's in there saying about, oh, yay, more attachments, which it can be a bit of a bane for like selecting through different attachments and things. So, because it does feel to me like the game's going more towards the sort of PC end of things, the way that how they've been designing things. So we'll have to see if that continues. But yeah, I can see why that would be maybe a bit of a hindrance with everything else with the buddies and things. But for them actually being in the game, I think, yeah, they're probably up there. So we've had a B, we've had an A, and we've had an S. So is that should we put that in the middle of all three of them, put it in an A tier?
I personally would say take it as an A. But obviously, yeah. It's, I don't know. For me, I'm excited. I'm excited. I'm gonna have a good time with this part of the next update. I can tell you that for sure.
Let's go. Weapon mods is gonna go in A.
Next up, the Farlight Cup is ready for an all-new season. Besides the usual skin updates, the grind has been made smoother for the whole season. The key rewards are still in place. The season max level drops from 100 to 50.
Okay, so that's a much smaller. We're on Battle Pass and the Season Pass now. That's a much smaller one. Does that mean it's going to be?
Look at level 45. I mean, that's a
okay.
Big, big diamond drop right there. I mean, obviously that's the premium Battle Pass, but like, at least they have like a, you know, a big. When you're getting diamonds in it, you're getting a lot. So that's kind of nice. I think it's such a big W that they're making this like shorter for the season. In terms of like how much you're gonna have to grind. I'm hoping that's the case. I assume it seems like it's still roughly like 10,000 per level, so I'm thinking it's gonna be the case. But getting to level 50 definitely seemed pretty attainable for most people, and I think that's quite ideal.
Well, he said he's made the grind easier too, so let's see what.
Mission shortens to just 8 weeks.
Okay, so it's an
weeks,
8 weeks. People are gonna like
That's
that.
good.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's because I think it was 12 weeks before, wasn't it? Or 10? I don't know. Either way, 8 weeks is still better. So definitely looking forward to that.
Yeah, I'm not sure. I think it was 3 months, but it's been going all over the place, hasn't it? There were shorter ones in the beginning in beta, and then they changed it, and then they were back to the longer
It does mention
ones.
the end date of the next season, so January 14th is when we'll be getting our next major update. So in the new year, we're going to be kind of celebrating with that. So looking forward to that.
Nice.
Prices for the Advanced Tracker and Elite Tracker are dropping.
I'm not sure on the prices currently. Has that gone up? Has that stayed the same?
No, that's going down. It looks like.
That's going down. That's good as well. So we're all winning so far.
Advanced Tracker and Elite Tracker are dropping to $8.99 and $13.99 diamonds. At the same time, a close look at the mission system led to some changes. Trimming out tasks that didn't quite fit the in-game experience.
A lot less. So it's normally kill 80 for stuff like that, and then move 3,000. It's got a lot easier to get these.
Interestingly, they have 10 weeks of challenges, but it's 8 week season.
Okay.
Just something to point out there. That's
Okay,
kind of interesting.
yeah.
Maybe they're doing like
Okay.
5-day weeks or something like that. I don't know. Either way, something worth pointing out there.
Yeah, that is interesting.
Maybe it was just like
good,
they forgot
good
to
spot
update
there.
the,
Yeah,
the HUD on that one there or something.
yeah.
The grind has been reduced for many missions overall. Compared to past seasons, the new tasks will be much easier to complete, and progress will feel more natural as you play. There are more weekly missions too, offering greater flexibility to choose tasks that suits your style. Even if you miss a daily mission or don't like a certain task, you still have plenty of options to keep progressing. Overall, this revamped season is meant to be more relaxed, letting you enjoy Farlight 84 without the grind. The hero power system has
I love
been
stuff
reworked
like that.
for this version. Yes, the feature where you can check who's the top Amoy player, for example.
I guess is this a different feature? Should we say about
Yeah, true.
the battle pass being shorter? We got Laurent in there saying the shorter battle pass is an S tier. Bring it back to the 4-week pass.
I personally think it's definitely quite up there. I think one thing with like the level 100 battle pass, like even for me, like getting to the end of that battle pass is like I spend a lot of time playing tournaments and stuff like that and hosting customs, and you know obviously in both of those you don't really get any bonuses for the battle pass in terms of like actually leveling up. So it's like for me it's kind of hard to get the battle pass, but level 50 definitely seems attainable. I think I got to like level 65 or something for this one here, and that was with you know playing enough to get ace. Yeah.
Oh yeah, of course, because you're mainly just coming in and playing
I
all the
guess
tournaments
my
and
ace
things,
was now.
aren't you?
Legend.
Got legend. Yeah, that's the one below mythic.
Yeah.
Welcome in, Sparrow. Yeah. So are we going S tier for that then, for the battle pass?
I think it's a good thing. I think it's gonna get people playing more, the game being a little bit more engaged, not having to stress about the battle pass as much, and obviously with the shorter season, I think that's just a massive W. So S seems very, very fitting.
Sparrow likes the new weapon inspection. We put that down in C tier. We just went past that. Moving on to whatever this next thing is that he's going to say now.
Yeah, reason we kind of put it down in C term was more so just because how it's not a major thing. It's more of kind of just like a quality of life thing, and obviously like it's so cool to have though.
A quality of life feature would be if the player would drop their gold card after being killed. The gold card's used to upgrade your ability to the max.
I wonder how balanced that would be, because then I worry. At the same time, I think you'd have to find a way to make sure that teams can't abuse it. Like grab it, go to zone, die. You know, each get an ability. Like if you lose the ability when you die too, then yes. If not, I don't think so. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
versions, it wasn't always clear how hero power was gained. You might have asked, why did I get so many points, or what stage am I even at? Now, after each battle, there's a detailed breakdown showing how your hero power points were earned. 3 new factors are included in the calculation: performance, rank, and activeness. Performance is based on standout moment.
Activeness, so that all the people who stay on are gonna love that one. So that's gonna, well, you know, the people who grind the game hard and they're always at the top of the lists.
Yeah, and I think in terms of activeness, it'll have people, you know, less people just AFKing and stuff like that. You know, actually participating, making sure that they perform well.
It's like kills or assists. Rank is calculated from your final standing at the end of each game. And then activeness. The more you play, the more points you'll get. On the hero power page, you can now see how close you are to reaching your next milestone.
Yeah, cool.
Alright, enough talk. After the update,
Okay. I don't have anything on the rank for that, but that's a nice little, at least now you can see how those points are going up, because you just sort of get a plus X amount of number, and like you said, it was a bit random.
Yeah, no, definitely exciting to see. I think it's going to be good to be able to actually have a way to more evaluate where you are in terms of the actual leaderboard, in terms of that kind of stuff. I think obviously having it as a more central focus in the game is also kind of hype, you know, obviously, because people are going to be like, oh, I need to grind that out because I want to be, you know, this. Previously, it was kind of hidden off in, like, behind leaderboards. You had to go find it and stuff like that. Now
Yeah.
it's, like, right in your face, you know what I mean? Like, each time you level up, it's right there. And I think that's kind of something that's going to be kind of cool, in my opinion.
I'm saying I have got a thing for it, actually. I've got rank point breakdown, so I'm going to say a B.
I would say definitely a B. I think it's cool. I think it's something that's definitely going to be making people more interested in continuing to grind. And that's always a good thing.
Yeah. So B for that.
I want to see who'll take my number 1 Momoy spot. Just
Yoink,
kidding.
my Momoy
I'm
spots
not even
now.
a Momoy man.
Oh, me either.
There you go. That's Ruki's thing. Ruki was the Momoy main. He loved it. Even when she had a nerf, he was still rocking the UR skin, the gold one with the...
I got that as well. I love
Yeah.
that skin. That was like one of my first like good things I got. My first ever gold I think it was the gold boxes or whatever the box that came in at the time. I opened, got me the gold AK, and I was like, oh man, I'm happy. And
Nice.
so that's kind of why I started continue playing Farlight, because I already got good loot. You know, I gotta stick around.
Yeah.
So that's how it goes.
I still think that one of the best skins in the game is that MKR skin. That's one of the best. His main one.
Yeah, no, 100% agreed.
That's me when he said it.
The highlights feature has also been refreshed. The highlight videos now better match the current art style. Whether you're
Okay.
taking down enemies using your body or pulling off a card rescue for
Oh.
enemies, the
Oh,
new
that's so
highlight
stylish.
will capture this epic moment.
This is looking
imagine that
nice.
for just like videos.
Personalized title
Oh,
cards
okay.
include
It's got a
Oh.
nice little 16:9.
highlights.
That's kind of
Along
clean.
with vertical video content
Just
optimized
probably quickly
for
upload that to
So keep those
whatever
awesome
platform you want.
for memories saved and shared to your friends.
Tell me I can
Where
quickly
did-
just
That's
style on
nice.
people and upload it. That's crazy.
And it's
People are gonna
yeah.
get clipped extra hard now. Like, ooh.
As well, even people who might not be content creators can just whack that up. So that's good for just as well. The game hasn't obviously had its big marketing push yet, but for just people putting stuff out like that, that's good as well. I like that. It looks nice.
Definitely great.
I'm gonna put that in B as well. All these little new.
Right. I mean, just in terms of like the animation it did when it was showing the Storm Empress was just like, oh, that looked cool.
Yeah. Like kind of like the spectator mode. It's like a little animation almost of what's going on for the. I like the new battle pass as well. There was also the Maychelle skin, which is legendary as well. They didn't have it on the video, but that's on the Chinese server. Oh yeah, I saw that one. She's got her own skin on that one as well, on the Chinese battle pass as well.
So is that not part of this battle pass? Like you'll hopefully.
I guess hopefully we'll, at the end of the video, it might go through what's actually on this one. So we might actually get that Maychelle on this battle pass. I'm not 100% sure on that.
There are highlights, there are also lowlights. Introducing knockout report. Whenever you get knocked out, you're probably dying to know
Ducksyde.
what happened, right? Now, the knockout report is accessible.
Well, this is nice as well, like this.
Spectator view. It shows the
Can you believe
exact
Farlight
source
84
of
and
damage.
Farlight 84 both killed him? Those guys are just not that friendly.
Whether it was a
I
weapon
think
damage, skill damage,
Having a breakdown, knowing where you got shot from, because like quite often you'll have people quickly just be like, "Oh my gosh, that player is cheating," yet they got hit by 2 different players with a bar at the same time, and or silly things like that, where it's just like, "Oh my gosh, obviously you got beamed." But it was
She got
multiple, so I think
apparently
it'll be-
bludgeoned to death, apparently. Look at this, a punch to the
Oh,
head.
he got bombed. Ow, poor guy. And
Yeah.
styled on extra.
or even body damage. Plus, it shows who dealt the final blow, who assisted, and even which body part took the hit. Interesting.
I like the body part, like showing where it gets hit there as well. Because like if you see like you got 100% headshots and it was like 10 shots, you're like, okay, well, that guy's him. That guy's the best player in the world.
Yeah,
Or
yeah.
Yeah.
Or it's all, or as well, it's all headshots, and you're like, okay, he's got aimbot on.
Yeah.
So
top of top.
yeah.
It's like
And then maybe you're warranted in. He's cheating. So there you go.
Yeah. Unless you're against me, in which case I'm hitting those headshots. I promise you.
Yeah.
Watch out,
yes,
guys.
yeah.
death report
Especially with those dragonfire shells. So
after getting knocked out. Inappropriate behavior can also be flagged if you see anything suspicious in the report. The reporting system has been streamlined in this version. Whether you're in a
Always good.
match or just hanging out in the lobby, it's easy to report bad.
I think
I've
those two things together, like the damage breakdown and the ability to have like the report feature a little more condensed and clean, together are a great thing for the game. Definitely. needed.
Yeah. Because I wonder as well, up on the back end, when someone does do a report, that they can pull up as well. Well, this guy hit here, and here. This is, that's reasonable for them to do, rather than be when you just get sort of mass reported this shadow ban. If that eases up on the back end, then for them, so people aren't getting banned as much when they don't actually need to be. So that's a good thing as well. This,
No, definitely.
behavior,
what are you thinking about this, chat?
helping to keep the gaming environment healthy.
Oh, it even shows the name of the character
Buddies-
they're playing, the Sienna, in the top drop down. So kind of good if you're like, which player was it again? Oh, right, it was the Sienna. Nice,
Yeah.
Easy peasy, found him.
Just report them straight off. Don't know if I've got. Where's that going on the tier list? Chat, where's
Oh,
that
yeah,
going on the tier list? The damage report.
It's another one of those quality of life things, in my opinion. Like it's something that is quite cool. It's obviously been in other games, and it's one of the things that I think just will make the game feel a little bit more comfortable to play, and not have to people thinking, all the time, oh, what this happened? This happened. No, this is what actually happened. You know for sure.
Yeah.
That's kind of nice.
I'm thinking a C there, and it looks like Rookie agrees with me. So should we put it
C? Yeah,
C?
no.
Yeah, C.
I like C.
That's with the weapon inspection as well, which was another one of those quality of life things. So
Have definitely been a game changer for everyone. But have you noticed something? After
Ooh,
you
big
release
beams.
your first buddy, there's usually a delay before calling out the next one. Well, looks like even the buddies want more screen time. So a little tweak has been made for this update. The cooldown for buddies has been significantly reduced. This means that after releasing your first buddy, you can quickly release the next one. Oh boy, all the fun combinations are coming to mind. I mean, you can catch tons of buddies, right? Maybe start with Smokey to block the enemy's view, and then boom, bring out Sparky, blast them sky high.
So what's the cooldown on that now? Was that like 5 seconds?
I think it's 6 seconds. And honestly, I am blown away with the fact that they went with such a short cooldown. I'll be honest, like 6 seconds feels like, oh my gosh, like just imagine some guys carrying like 6 Sparkies and he just rains artillery on you for 36 seconds straight. Where you're just like, okay, well, he can't have more. No, this guy has another one. He's actually got a gold pack back. He's got 8 for some reason, and you're just like, man, it's just, man, I think it's so good. I think it's something that is gonna really make it so that buddies are a lot more of a central focus to the game. Obviously, having like different, things, like I'm gonna call them grenades, obviously, but like different things like that can be used. Like you have smoky, squeaky, being able to combo them together, doing like all sorts of things. You throw a Sparky in the direction, then walk a few steps, put a squeaky down, and disengage. Like you can do all sorts of things where it's just gonna be like a lot more flexible. I think it's gonna be very, very strong. For a lot of players, if they use it right.
It's one of the things that I was probably most...
Chain buzzies?
You chain
like,
buddies.
That's so smart, man. You have 4 buzzies, you just bring your person to zone. Like, you're not making it to zone. You're like, no, let's bring you to zone before I do it. Because, zone's right on my back and I have no heals. Like, you at least have a chance to bring your teammate all the way to zone now. That's like...
popping, yeah.
Little things like that is just going to be like one of those things where it's just like, okay, well, I didn't have the option before, but and there's no more reses in zone. I had to do something, so... Like, I don't know. I'm like, I didn't even consider the chaining buzzies. Like, that's so cool.
I'm still got in my head like a Ducksyde just rolling in strapped with 7 goddamn Sparkies and just drops all of them one after the other. Like that geezer in Lord of the Rings when he blows up the wall. Just like suicide bomb into there and just, yeah. That's crazy.
I'm gonna quake. I'm gonna throw down a Sparky, pull out my dragon breath. It's over, bro. It's off for everyone. Oh man.
He drops it down and then puts up a couple of blocks in front of them so you can't shoot him as well, because that'll be on there too, will it? Or is it just the buddies that it's on? Because it's the same system. I guess he didn't say about that. He didn't say tactical devices, so maybe it's the same. Or
yeah. I'm. Wow. I hope it is. Because like, man, being able to put down like a whole ass like base and stuff like that and not have to worry thinking, oh, I have to put one piece down, wait 30 seconds, put another piece, wait 30 seconds. Quite often in terms of like that kind of stuff, we'd often have to like split a thing up between each player and like, okay, you put one down, you put down, and then wait 30 seconds, put the rest down. Now you just put everything down. You got like the, your whole inventory filled. Gosh, you can build a whole maze. Like you could. Oh no, you can do anything now. That's crazy.
Leading them through it, picking up the ones that you've dropped as he goes past, and he's just, when the hell does this end? Yeah.
No, I think big, massive W of an update. I think it is needed. I think the 30 seconds was way too long, personally. Not way too long, but like a bit too long at least. 15 seconds probably would have been a little bit more reasonable, but 6 seconds is a place where we're going to be able to get to see how far buddies can go in terms of like just complete limit test. You know what I mean? Like, what they can do. Like, obviously in the future they might get nerfed into a slower time because it's excessive, but for now, 6 seconds. Let's send it.
Yeah. And I'm going to do it again, Josh. I'm going to bring up the first soldier again, but in that game you had materia, which was basically a magic system, and there was no cooldown on really. It was about like a 5 second between like chaining together different attacks after each other, so it's a bit like this, and that's what it's reminding me of. And they obviously want to bring in new buddies as well, so whatever those do and come in and being able to chain them again, they got a lot in terms of like the tactical abilities, and this with the mods and everything. Yeah, it's going to be.
So my thing is, because like I think, because obviously as they bring in more future buddies, I think it's going to be interesting to see like what they prioritize, if they're going to focus more on general buddies or if they're going to focus on like the Archon buddies, I think is what they're called.
Yeah, they're legendary ones. Yeah, the Archon.
Yeah,
buddies,
exactly.
Yeah. Buddies now play an even bigger role in battles, so try it out and see what crazy combos you can create.
Yeah, I'm liking that. I'm saying A tier off the bat. I think I've got an A tier as well from Rookie, and then go on, go for it.
I don't know, S tier maybe. I'm
S tier. You got it right.
You're just making it so that the buddy system, which I mean was already pretty dang sick, and like probably like obviously one of the biggest features that got added to the game, is now just on like absolute just steroids. You know, it's like I think that's gonna be so much fun. I think it's gonna change the flexibility of how we play the game. I think it's gonna change how strong characters are. Man, you telling me like that I can have probably throw 2 different grenades onto a Lucinda ult? Ew. Like, excuse me?
Ricky brings up a good point there, though.
The
yeah, he's got a power creep there. Is that power creep? Is there a worry there as well, maybe?
Yeah, absolutely. I think in general, they're gonna figure out pretty quickly that obviously this is a little bit too much. I think they're gonna have to make sure to kind of balance things around. I mean, they clearly have a overall foundation of what they expect the game to be, and I don't think they're gonna try to go make things too strong in one way, at least for too long. You know what I mean? Like from patch to major patch to major patch, things will, you know, get balanced if things are excessive for the most part, it seems like, right? Like, it's not, they don't just keep things dominant for too long. You know, I mean, obviously things that are going to stay dominant are things that are going to be meant to be dominant, like Arbiter, things like that. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I missed Larocque's thing there, but he was basically saying in terms of like the fixes and improvements, he's a bit worried that it's a missed opportunity to focus on what's mattered, like the optimization and everything in the game. He's a bit,
But my thoughts are like that's currently what it seems like that they're more sort of focused on. It seems like a lot of the stuff right now is just all quality of life and making sure things are a little bit more optimized. I think being able to, in terms of, you know, use this low time of, you know, minimal players as a more of a beta testing time, and, you know, get everything into like a spot where, you know, they're like, okay, this is where we want our foundation to be, you know, is going to be pretty dang big. You know what I mean? Like, just being like, okay, well, this is the foundation. From here, let's go, you know, let's see what we can do. And obviously season to season right now, things and changes might not feel like a major thing, but, you know, you gotta think about the overall gameplay. Like obviously the game's changed a lot since Jetpacks, but I mean, man, you'd have a tough time telling me that this isn't a fun game. I mean, obviously there's there's different skills and stuff like that that's going to make the game a lot more fun. Like for me, like I see so many people still complaining about how movement speed, they're walking all the time, man. I hardly feel like I'm walking these days. I'm sliding. Like I've already like got to the next part of the map before like anyone has, and I think it's just, you know, maybe one of those things where I think people still are adapting, which is, you know, that's just the case. You know, people aren't unfortunately putting as many hours into the game as they have been in the past because of, you know, player numbers and stuff like that. So, you know, obviously there's going to be some players that you know, are going to be able to adapt. And I think right now the game is just, I'll be honest, I just think it's in a pretty good spot. Like I think there's obviously room for improvement, room to increase speeds like a little bit if they really wanted to. But man, that'd be like, what about if like for players like me, if you increase the movement speed for me, you want to do that? I don't know. I'm just saying. I don't know. That's just my kind of thoughts. Like if you're increasing the speed for everyone, including the bad players, that increases it for me. And like you want Lisco, you want Burrito to be even more menacing? Oh, I don't know. I could be wrong. Like, but that's you know, that's just kind of scary.
I guess so, but they're in the to play devil because advocate. I guess they're in the more tournament based things where they're going to be in, but on the rank side. I guess so as well. Yeah, potentially. Right. And to go and getting away from this what's next thing as well. Talking about what you were saying about the the state of the game. I guess like you said, there's been people who have disengaged from it. It's because of how they handled it, and what they have been coming out with is it's a nice trickle of good things. I think it's going in a good direction. That's why I've got optimism for where it can potentially go. They haven't had their big marketing push, but I think it's just people have been so disenfranchised with how slowly they did it, and it just came out of nowhere. Like I'm going to bring up the jetpacks because that was the MO of the game. You just took it out and then you didn't replace it with anything that it looked like you knew where you were going. It didn't even have at the beginning of that. It didn't have the jet slide, so it was like lost all faith. It was like, what are you guys actually doing that you've took something that big when it was whiplash. The game did feel a hell of a lot slower back then, and it's interesting to me that as we're saying this and we're talking about that old bit, we got Corrupted coming into the chat. I can see you there.
Oh, Man, I miss that guy. I am so glad to hear that. Oh boy, what a great day.
He's also given you a big compliment there. He says, "Oh, Josh's hair's prettier than yours, Lister. Sorry, bro." So
That's like the one good picture of me with my hair looking decent. So, like, you know, flame emoji.
we got eye shades in here as well. Welcome in. How's it going? I know you came in just as well. We're talking about jetpacks. I know you've had stuff to say about that as well in the past, and yeah. Oh, Pew Pew's just come over here as well.
Saying, though,
Sorry, go on.
Like you said earlier, like the whiplash was obviously just like a huge part of it, and as you mentioned, like kind of like the rate at which updates have been coming out, like the fact that like this most recent season got extended is obviously one of those things where it's like, hey, man, that makes it a little bit more tough, you know. I think in general, it is encouraging now to see that they've clearly gone on to like a bit more of a major focus on patches in terms of like, okay, let's get something big out here. I do think one thing that, in my opinion, that is heavily needed and would like just improve the overall game is consistent hot patches that are actually meaningful. Like, we get hot patches like 3 per season or something like that, you know, whatever it is, and for the most part they're pretty meaningless. Like, you'll get a couple bug fixes, but I think Farlight needs to take a little bit of advantage of those, and like if there's obvious like bugs and stuff like that, like we dealt with like for example the Senil jump pad glitch this whole season. Anytime your teammate used a Senil jump pad and uses the secondary jump part, your whole team hears it. Yeah, little things like that where it's pretty obvious. I think things like that need to be very much a priority in terms of like, okay, well, we have these mid-season patches coming out, let's make sure to fix those. I think a lot of it might come down to like, maybe they don't even know. I mean, I doubt that, but you know, maybe they didn't get a report on it or something like that, and they didn't fix it because of that. It's just, you know, little things like that where like I do think in terms of like the overall game, I think being able to have these major updates, but also having like a little bit more flexibility to be like, okay, well, if this is overdue, let's do like a little bit of a little fix here. Like, do you know, like you see like in like for example like League of Legends, like they'll use their hot fixes and stuff like that to, you know, fix things that are like overpowered. Like you'll see like all of a sudden like in Fortnite, oh, this is broken, like for whatever reason, okay, we're hot fixing, disabling this, or we're making this, you know. I think there needs, I think obviously once again we're still in what seems to be like an extended beta phase right now, so obviously it isn't as much of a priority to get those things fixed, I imagine, because it's like, okay, well, we got the next big patch, we don't have like a big amount of players playing right now. But I think it is also a little discouraging, obviously, having those things stick around for a while. So it's like one of those things where it's just like, okay, hopefully they can find a good balance of, you know, prioritizing the game's health while also, you know, focusing on their big patches. Obviously those should be the priority. I know that's where that's the stuff that's going to excite most of the players, but you know, those little sort of main things are obviously still pretty important, you know, day to day.
It's kind of like at this point, they have to outrun themselves because of how good the game was before with the jetpacks. And yeah, it did have its problems though, which people like. It's like looking back with rose-tinted glasses. And I think even as much ground as they make with the game and the good things that they are putting in, it's sort of like that thing. And well, you took the jetpacks out though, didn't you? It's still like the general sort of consensus on it, but I think it's going in a good direction.
And it's kind of tough because I mean, you still like you'll still see like in every like once in a while I'll go look at like different social medias, or you know, for example, or like YouTube video descriptions, and I mean like you see like the first line of those descriptions are jetpack, you know, like they mentioned the jetpack, so it's like clearly was like, you know, identity, like it was the identity, right? And obviously, you know, that shift away from it has, you know, discouraged a lot of players. You know, obviously there's Maggie still there, and you know, a few characters with the jetpacks, but I think those are going to get phased out eventually. And then, you know, in terms of like Maggie, it's not the same jetpack at the end of the day, and you know, all that kind of stuff, right? I do think that we are in the stage of a pretty healthy game overall. I think there's no chance that we'd have as complex of a game as we do right now if we had jetpacks, just in terms of being able, like, are you telling me a Sparky's a threat to you at all if you can just jetpack out of the range? Like, no. Like, you know, like stuff like that. I think in terms of like the complexity and like how the game works, like jetpacks had to have like they had to be removed, right? Like, I think there's room for an additional like game mode with them in the future, or you know, years down the line, you know, when things are, struggling and people are like, hey, what was the OG game like? They bring back OG Farlight. They've done it with Apex, they've done it with Fortnite, they've done it with RuneScape. Things like that, right? It'd be kind of cool. I think they've also had in like League of Legends, they had it was called Earth. It was ultra rapid fire mode, and basically what it was that it was like all the abilities max, like no cooldown. You had 1 billion HP, all sorts of stuff, like crazy stuff, right? And the one thing that they found was that people enjoyed it more than the regular game, and for reasons I can't remember exact reasons, but like it's definitely worth looking into. Like the comparison of Earth to like how they don't even run Earth at the same extent as they did before. Like they've nerfed it, like because as crazy as it sounds, they people enjoyed it more than the original game, and that's one thing to think that that's good. Like you want that, right? But at the same time, it's like, okay, well, you've got your main foundational game that you want to focus on and stuff like that. So it's obviously one of those weird things where you got to think, okay, like game future versus immediate enjoyment. Like it's definitely a tough kind of thing. Like you got to figure out a bit of a balance. I think at the end of the day, like you said, it still just comes down to that dang whiplash initially. But like Farlight, I think it's in a pretty good spot right now.
It looks like chat's agreeing with you. You've got Pew. I'm not sure what point that was, but Pew's in here saying I agree with Josh as well. Shades is saying how handsome you are as well there.
Oh, appreciate you.
I'm hoping they need to make a big comeback soon. The Rolts. Fix the lag spikes and the FPS drop first. First Soldier died because the performance was awful at the beginning. New features won't help if the game crashes every other match, which, some reason people think I like the jetpack era more than the jet slide era. Ask Josh, my favourite era was the jet slide before the anniversary event.
No, we had actually a pretty decent conversation about that. Like, because I'll be honest, I watched a few of Shade's videos and I just jumped to conclusions. I saw who was like there, like the initial few minutes, and I just made some conclusions about it that obviously weren't what Shade was saying, right? And so I went back and watched it, and like very obviously, like in general, right after like when jet slide was first added, man, it was pretty nice. Like there was like, man, I don't know, there's some silliness in me that's like, oh man, I also kind of think back to like right after the first update came out, like when jetpacks were removed, and man, like peak Ducksyde, man, the dash there was crazy, like absolutely the most crazy insane thing.
You absolutely loved that Ducksyde there. Bones is in chat, welcome in there, and we've got, I think the controller revamped is S tier. Massive W for the upcoming season. And
I
then
didn't even know they're doing a controller work. That's very exciting.
That is nice because it was awful. The controller was awful for when it had that first change. So I know a lot of players. Ken Sharon as well was, I remember that's why he sort of quit the game as well. And then another thing that Corrupted's just brought up that I completely forgot how much that they were yo-yoing and ping-ponging between the gun meta change from update to update was the biggest turn off for me, which there was obviously that one at the beginning when they went to Sunder Realms, and then the last one now where they've changed from energy weapons over to the more sort of modern warfare type of thing. So yeah, completely forgot about that. I'm very kind of flip-floppy on that kind of stuff too as well. It's like, I mean, obviously, I know me and Corrupted both play Fortnite, for example, and it's like, okay, well, I mean, let's be honest, gun metas in Fortnite have changed drastically, like over season to season. Like it changes from one thing to another. Like, yes, hard to get used to. Yes, like obviously, I think now they've probably hopefully found like where they're sort of wanting to finalize that. It seems like this is hopefully the stage. I think it was kind of crazy to do all those kind of gun changes and like reworks and stuff like that, just to do a full rework again, to like overhaul, like complete overhaul. Yeah. But I think in terms of maybe like just in terms of their dev plans and stuff like that, I think things just more sort of went into like hyperdrive. Let's focus on the game. Let's focus on this. Let's get things done. Let's work hard. Let's get it done. And at the time, maybe prior to that, they're like, okay, maybe we're more skirting around and doing like smaller updates and stuff like that. And like, okay, this is what we're doing. They're like, okay, this is what we actually need to do now. And like, maybe they've got, maybe they've got like a bit more of a path. You know what I mean? Yeah, and circling back round to what we said at the book, because that's why as well, I think the player base was like, what are you doing? Not only have you took this out, now you're changing the guns, you've changed as well, like Heroes got changes as well, at the beginning of that, so people were going, well, you've nerfed Maggie into the ground, and now you've made what Duckside's this, and now you're changing my favourite gun. The bar doesn't hit like it used to do. It doesn't seem like you're listening. Do you even know that was the whole thing around the game around that era, and it just didn't feel like they knew what they were doing.
A lot of it came back to that they were also just doing like one weapon at a time. Like, why are we just changing the bar? Why are we just changing the M4 and AK? You know, like it was like 2 weapons at a time. Like it. There. I think in that whole time there was maybe one gun meta that was like a solid, full consistent. We're like, okay, this seems pretty good, and then they changed it, right? So it's like, I think there was some refinement, some learning and stuff that they made during that time there that obviously benefited the game, because like the current guns feel pretty damn spectacular in my opinion. But it was obviously chaotic and not as ideal for the players as you want. And then, you know, like obviously there's still players these days, you know, being like, oh, I miss the Jupiter and stuff like that. Obviously, you know, I mean, there's room for it to come back in the future. I know there's still energy ammo in the game from the game files, so maybe in the future.
Yeah. So we've got what else? We've got quite a few chats come in saying it's about Josh. Josh is like Thor's stuntman. That's from My Shades as well. That was a little while back.
Wild. Dang, I don't know if I'm built to be a stuntman, honestly. But if he's looking to be my stuntman,
there you go. There's a job opening for you there, My Shades. I like the change more to the modern weapons personally. So that's, in my opinion, what will make this game come back is FPP. Interesting.
No, that's fair. Do we end up putting this on the tier list, by the way? The buddy changes?
We didn't, but I'm gonna, because of the excitement that came out of your voice when you said it, and you said it was S tier, and I was thinking an A. I'm gonna put it up there on S tier, because I think that could be quite tactically interesting this next update. So put that there on the S, and I guess we can make our way back to the video then.
Yeah, good call. Good call. Yeah, I do. S tier is gonna be quite fun. I think, as I said, it's you know, the buddy kind of system on steroids, and we're gonna be able to like absolutely limit test, do as many different kind of combos and stuff like that. I personally think it's gonna be nerfed. I think we're gonna have a longer cooldown come back in the future, but that's just me.
Yeah, it's got to be absolutely abused. Like you said, just rocking it with those sparkies, that's going to be insane. As a Lucinda, putting down your mollies and then just being able, yeah, it's going to be insane.
If you're a Lucinda main, you're feeling happy right now.
Let's get back to the video then.
Next, let's dive into weapon updates. In this version, fully equipped max level weapons can be found in the map. They now randomly appear in advanced resource zones, supply chest number 2.
Drop off spawn, grab one of those.
Fully maxed out and ready to go, one step closer to domination. There are also 2 new attachments.
Okay, that's nice.
So, one thing about those, I think in terms of like being able to find other players with those guns is going to be huge, because like getting those guns randomly probably aren't going to be like the most common thing. I imagine that's probably the case. But you know, you can always find somebody else carrying one of those and take it from them, if you know what I mean. So, I'm pretty excited about this change. I think it's adds a lot of RNG, similar to kind of like how the purple shields were back in the day. Remember, you find one of those super rare, and you're like, oh well, I'm him now. Let's go W key, right?
Yeah.
That's I think it adds that sort of like agency in terms of like making sure like let's get going. Let's like I'm ready. You know what I mean? And
yeah.
I think that's always fun.
Chat's still on the FPP. If they're saying if it's as good as what they've done with the inspection, it's fire, and they need optimization for mobile as well. I truly believe it's what the game needs. When FPP, the game will feel faster, and I have a theory that they nerf the movement for the FPP mode. I mean, LazyCad pretty much literally admitted that as well, didn't he? He was saying we're not going to touch the speed. I know you guys are really unhappy with where it's at, but we are bringing in FPP, so that's definitely coming, I think.
It's going to be interesting to see like how they integrate FPP into the game. If it's going to be like something you can toggle like mid game, or if it's going to be something that's like forced into a separate game mode or like lobby or something like that. I think my main thing about FPP is like how they integrate in the game. Like obviously, I don't think it's a thing of like, okay, let's just get rid of third person, because like obviously that's just like pretty drastic. So they're gonna have to find a way where they're like, okay, let's bring it in and bring it in a thoughtful way. You know what I mean?
Yeah. The fully kitted weapon was already in the game at some point. They took it out just to add it back in.
Yeah, the blue weapons and stuff
Yeah.
like that a while back. I think those were a little bit more balanced. I think these are more in the line of just like power weapons. Like finding a blue weapon is all right, but you find these gold weapons. These gold weapons are already attached to your weapon. You can remove these from your weapon and put them on other guns. At the time, they were locked to the gun as well. So it's like, okay, you find a ranger. So what? I don't care about this ranger. I'm gonna put him on my M4. So it's like I think the flexibility is also kind of nice in that way too.
Yeah, I didn't clock that. Yeah, you can, can't you? Just be able to take it off and put it onto your favourites. I think it should be its own mode. I think that's the FPP still. Switchable FPP to third person.
Oh, it'd be
Orange
interesting.
magazine. When holstering your weapon, it automatically reloads.
Well, that's
I
nice,
don't
but
keep
is
my-
that...
I don't keep my weapons that holstered that long unless I can throw that onto my shotgun. There's no extended mag on shotguns, guys. I just realized. Hey.
You'd
I think
be
it's cool. I think it's
absolute menace. They don't need to do that. Debs, if you are listening, don't do that.
cool.
No more losing fights
Not
because
wrong.
you forgot to reload. Looks like there's one less excuse for losing now. 2 times tactical sight.
I'm gonna be the
This
reason
sight
they nerfed
offers a
shotguns, by
clear,
the way.
more precise view, perfect for lining up
Ooh.
with sharp shots.
I think this is
Now, let's
crispy.
Okay.
That looks way better than the regular 2 times. That's so crispy.
I like. That's one of the things I did like about this upgrade. The iron sights have been a lot better on this than they were. As much as I did like the energy weapons and things, it just this whole system now just looks a lot cleaner, a lot more premium.
I think the new 2 times that they're adding now is gonna be a lot better, just in terms of like just the visual seeing around. Like it looked a lot cleaner. Like it was just you have like 2 little bars blocking the screen, but this has like the full round and everything. So I think a lot more people are going to be running the new 2 times if they find it.
Yeah.
Talk about hero skill adjustments. Based on feedback from matches, several heroes have been tweaked.
Okay, so we're moving on to something. I guess we best put that on the tier list then. So the
Yep.
What are we thinking? For the attachments, the gold attachments being able to be found, and then the 2x. I'm thinking of sort of a B,
B
maybe.
seems pretty fair.
Yeah.
I think in general, man, go back. Did the thing come with the fire breath when he got the shotgun?
It better not have.
Just to clarify, like I think he did. Like, if so, that's kind of crazy.
Where were we? Is it further back than this?
Continue from here. Continue from here. Yeah,
I did.
I had fire breath on there.
It
Ooh,
did.
Man, that's scary. Okay, when they say fully maxed out, guys. Ooh, that's kind of cool. That's kind of cool. Good to know.
You still thinking a B for that, or is that just raise that up to an A for you? Yeah.
I'll stick with a B on it, but like that's a good change as well. You telling me I can find a striker with it already attached?
Yeah.
Oh. Man,
Chat.
I'm getting shotguns nerfed so quick, so quick.
Okay. Chat, you agree with that? You agree with that going on a B? Let us know.
New attachments. Orange magazine. When holstering your weapon, it automatically
Okay, we've gone back a bit.
has one less tactical sight of you. So
This one, I
let's
like
talk
that.
about hero skill adjustments.
3 times
Okay.
tactical sight is my new favorite scope now. On God.
Hero adjustments are coming here, Josh. MKR, is he getting a revamp?
Based on feedback from matches,
hopefully.
several heroes have been tweaked. Ember. His first skill, Phantom Drifter, retains phasing movement and immunity. But automatic reload has been changed. Gravity's impact on Ember has been lightened, leading to a slower and softer jumps.
Oh, he's a floaty boy.
Yeah.
Skill upgrade effects have also seen adjustments. After upgrading Phantom Drifter once, Ember can see through smoke in the Drifter mode, including smoke from Shadow Barrier and Smoky.
Oh, okay, and Smokey. That's kind of fun.
Yeah. I like that.
Upgrades. Ember gets a
As Ember's gonna be with being able to unlimited, pretty much with 5-second cooldown. Smoky
I think
and
you're gonna
Ember.
see a lot of teams throwing down smokes, getting Ember to switch in, and then just spam pinging, like shoot here, shoot here, shoot here, type deal. You know what I mean? Like, I think it's also gonna be interesting. Like, I think there's gonna be a lot of interesting things you can do with it. I don't think it's gonna be like super crucial, but I think it's gonna be there's gonna be some fun things that you can do in that kind of regard.
It's kind of coming back to that. It's with all being able to throw down these two, it's going to add a level of like that frenetic throwing things down, like that they had before with the jetpacks, just because it was you were whizzing. Now it's going to be instead you've got loads of abilities being thrown off, going down behind you, in front of you, all over, with the Ling Bo as well, with the water coming, and it's getting back to that place where it's like, we've got crazy heroes doing insane things, and you can just like throw everything down. So yeah,
I mean, it does seem kind of reminiscent of like past metas in that kind of way, in terms of like how it was at a certain point, you just run around Lambton and you'd throw down like Lucinda ult, Cypher ult, and you just win fights, right? So it's kind of cool that it seems like ability, like ultimates are becoming a little bit more strong, abilities are also a little bit more strong. That's I think fun in both ways.
Yeah, you drive around in. It's been so many name changes. I forgot what they used to get called. What was it? It wasn't the lava chariot. It wasn't the syrup truck. What was that car called before its name got changed? The flame. Was it just a flamethrower? Is it just
Flamethrower does sound right to me.
Yeah. You come booming in that, and like you said, everyone would hop out.
It'd be the EMP for a while too. The EMP buggy with two people on that thing was ridiculous. People with that thing there, and then you'd hit him with a Cypher ult too. Like, man, that stuff was. Those were a different time.
Yeah.
I mean, you needed it. You had to counter jetpack some way. So.
While in smoke during Phantom Drifter, also including smoke from Shadow Barrier and Smoke.
The video's lagging a little for me.
The second skill, Shadow Barrier, the first upgrade.
What was that?
Any chance you can like restart the video on the stream? It's like lagging for me.
Okay, restart on
like,
the stream.
Or just like go back and press play again.
Okay, I'll go back.
Smoke from Shadow
Are you alright?
Barrier and Smoke.
No.
No?
It's making like some weird sounds. Let's see. I don't have anything else unmuted. Just press play one more time. We'll see how it goes. It might fix itself over time.
The second skill, Shadow Barrier, the first upgrade shortens the cooldown. The second upgrade.
Better or worse? We alright?
I think worse, but
worse. Okay, wait a minute.
Yeah, it's just like making the sounds aren't playing consistently, and the video is a little bit distorted.
Okay, give me a sec. I'll stop it and then I'll resend it.
Yeah. Perfect.
Nice, okay, it's fixed.
After 2 upgrades, Ember gets a speed boost while in smoke during Phantom Drifter, also including smoke from Shadow Barrier and Smoke. His second skill, Shadow Barrier, the first upgrade shortens the cooldown.
So it's a Shadow Barrier.
The second
Yeah, we didn't we couldn't remember that yesterday.
upgrades grants shield regeneration when Ember is in smoke.
Yeah,
His
fun.
ultimate Nightfall.
That's a new animation, I'm pretty sure.
It is.
The first
Casting
upgrade
animation.
speeds up item use for teammates in the skill area.
Nice. Okay.
The second upgrade
I
reveals
feel like
the
that was the
soul's
thing
enemy.
last patch, but maybe I just didn't use it. It wasn't obvious.
When they try to leave the ult. Nightwatch.
Okay, so Ember changes. What tier we
Ember
putting that
changes.
on?
I I think being able to see through the smokes in the way it is kind of cool. I can't remember. I know they had it in a previous patch that way. I feel like they removed it for a bit and brought it back. Definitely seems like it's pretty appropriate. I don't think he's gonna change a whole lot in terms of like his overall playstyle or anything like that. I think it's pretty similar.
Yeah, I'm saying maybe a C to a B.
Yeah.
Chat. Yeah.
See, seems pretty fair to me. I don't think it's like a massive change. I think it's, you know, it's a neutral change almost. You know, so like
Yeah.
C seems pretty fair.
It's almost just tightening him up, just polish, give him a bit of polish.
Yeah, exactly, 100%.
Watchman now then.
Though drone deployment logic and visuals have been refined, Sheriff can now be controlled while using the drone.
I like that.
Glide
That just
interactions
seems
have
quality
been
of life.
fine-tuned,
Yeah.
allowing quicker
Just making him feel a little bit more cohesive, a bit more together.
drone glides
Yeah,
and
exactly.
smoother aiming while airborne. However, drone glides now can be interrupted by displacement skills like Phantom's Black Hole.
Oh, okay.
Freddie,
Okay. I'm gonna, with the Watchman, I'm gonna put him on, I'm saying C as well for that, really. As well.
Yeah, C seems pretty fair. I think there are changes, just once again, quality of life changes. I think, like you said, with Ember tightening up a little bit there, I think it makes sense that he can get taken out of it by the displacement abilities. That just seem pretty logical.
Dang, I like that. Corrupted. I'm not sure which
Yeah.
one it was, but he did like that.
while time between clone teleportation has been shortened, allowing quicker re-engagement.
Oh,
looked
that's so good.
He looked a little
That's
bit faster
needed.
there too. That definitely was needed. I definitely felt that when I was
Oh,
playing Freddie.
man.
That pop out
That's
is
so needed.
Yeah.
That's gonna make Freddie like not necessarily worth running, but like that was so quick. He starts shooting so fast there.
yeah. That animation
That's
cooldown
ooh,
is.
that's
Oh, I think
crazy.
Freddie's place glides and smoother
Once
aiming
again,
while airborne.
tightening him up a little bit.
However,
like-
drone glides now can be
Yeah.
I like that,
interrupted
I like
by
that.
displacement skills like Phantom's Black Hole. Freddie, the while time between clone teleportation has been shortened, allowing quicker
Yeah, that was. Look at that.
Freddie's playstyle feels much smoother now. Maychelle,
Okay, so I'm more lenient. I mean, I'm biased anyway. I do like Freddie.
I'll give him a B.
dictate to
I'll give him a B. I think it's something that's kind of one of those things that was like kind of needed from the start. And it's good that they finally got him into hopefully a stage where he's not unplayable.
Yeah. Let's put Freddie. You go in B. No, not A. B. There you go. Okay.
few animation visuals have been enhanced.
Okay, Maychelle.
Phantom,
Okay, so not really much there. She can go in C as well.
Yeah.
Just
Just seems like quality of life abilities.
yeah.
Origin Trap's duration has been slightly adjusted. The first upgrade now reduces cooldown, while the second upgrade slow detected enemies. Visuals for Origin Trap
Slowly detects the enemies. Is that what it said?
Can you go back?
Like it's slower.
I see what you mean.
Ah.
duration has been slightly adjusted. The first upgrade now
Significantly, the second one significantly increases the Origem trap's slowdown effect.
That's good. That can mean that if you catch someone doing it, you get a nice quick beam on them. Makes it to a bit more of a CC ability. I think it already did a little bit, but good.
reduces cooldown, while the second upgrade slow detected enemies. Visuals for Origin Trap and Phantom Trick
Oh, it slows detected. The second one slows detected enemies, is what he said there. So it's going to slow you down, is what it already obviously does, doesn't it?
have been
Good.
improved. Phantom now can manually exit stealth mode by pressing the skill button. Phantom Trick cooldown now begins after the stealth mode ends instead of right away.
I think this is another one where it's a C. Like it just seems like all these changes are more so just tightening up characters, and I think those are changes that are. I think they should be encouraged. I think they're while they're not massive things, I think they are pretty exciting for like people who are mains of like certain characters. They're gonna see these changes and be like, oh man, thank goodness, this is so nice. Like it's
Yeah.
like it's just a little bit more flexibility, and I think most players are gonna find some something that I like in that.
I'm hoping they're smaller because there's gonna be a massive MKR overhaul, right, Josh? Coming.
Yeah, I imagine so. Hopefully.
Damage reduction after skill upgrades has increased. The
Okay.
explosion angles and physics of the skill height of detonation have been fine-tuned. The ultimate's ground warning effect is now more visible.
Good.
Yeah.
Thunder Shockwave automatically follows up with fragments, but only the fragments cause shock effects. The first upgrade increases blast radius. The second upgrade enhances the shock effect of the fragments. Vengeance Bomb's damage has been slightly reduced.
Good change. Needed.
Yeah.
It was. I mean, in general, I'm saying this. I mean, in terms of a top level player at the bow, I mean, it wasn't like the best thing, but like, it could be annoying in certain situations, especially if like, you don't know exactly where you are. You're in like a tight space or something like that. I think it gives you a little bit more room to get out of it, and obviously, in terms of like it being like a displacement ability, kind of like Embers, you don't have the darkness you're worrying about the damage. So it's like one of those kind of like trade-off abilities. Like it's similar in that kind of way. So I think it's a good change to nerf the damage. I think it make it a little bit more readable is always a good thing as well.
Yeah, I mean, I definitely agree with one thing. The bow ultimate could definitely be annoying, especially in the warm-up room. So he's going on the C tier as well there, chat. So
yeah. Just in
these
general, once again, refinement, making things a little bit more tight. Like I love those changes.
Yeah. Is that the real Zach Wilder just showed up in chat?
Oh, that's exciting. Big fan.
Hello
big
there.
Fan. Cool seeing in like the character list there.
That's Ducksyde now. Maybe it's going to become your favorite again now, Josh.
Rolling Impact now deals more damage and comes with better damage reduction. Full
Great
speed
change.
charge now starts
Yeah.
faster.
Great
and comes
change.
more
Like I promise you guys, Duckside's gonna be meta.
One up
You with this and the shotgun with those fire shells, you've got to watch out. If you see a Duckside, run away.
time for the
You see him wearing a detective suit? Get out of there. I promise you.
ultimate
Yeah.
during rolling impact has been reduced, allowing
They're gonna start writing. Oh my god, that knockup! What was that?
What was that? Is that still from?
Do
Okay.
that again!
more distance.
Oh
One-up time for the
my.
ultimate during rolling impact has been reduced, allowing
What? And he flew onto the other side of the map.
Oh my. Okay. See, I didn't realize that it was that much of a knockup. So knowing that, Duckside, throw him up. Throw that in an A. Throw this guy in an A. He deserves it. Duckside's gonna be so
We haven't
strong
even
this season,
finished
guys.
yet. They could make a big
more?
nerf. There could be a big nerf
Okay, you're right,
that you
you're
don't
right.
like.
Let's see. We'll
Look
see.
how high that guy's in the Jesus Christ.
I hit somebody with a quake and I just
Okay.
hit him with 3 clean shotgun shots while they're falling in from the air. That's crazy.
It's
Oh,
over.
boy.
It's over for people. Yeah, okay. Just for you there. Chat, you agree? Should we put Duckside in A for this?
Like,
Just
those
for
seem
Josh.
so much more extreme than everyone else. Like everyone else got like little slight improvements. Duckside was just that he's gonna slam you and like ruin your day. That's crazy.
Yeah. Nice to see you too, Zach. Great segment. Thanks, man. Yeah. So we got Lucinda now as well coming up. She's going to have some changes.
interstellar leaps handling has been refined, with smoother acceleration on landing. The climbing experience on the map has
That makes sense.
Okay.
been improved.
So I think that's just it for Lucinda. In general, I think a lot of people's kind of complaints was like the inflexibility of like how it sort of sent you up in the air and just you're sort of stuck there. I think it being like a little bit more quick and like it seems like your gun comes out a little bit faster too as well. I think those are going to be just make it feel like a little bit more of a natural ability, not something that's like okay, like oh you just shot up in the air. Like it's good obviously in certain situations, but I think it's just that flexibility of it being able to like be a little shorter and like more streamlined is going to be fun for Lucinda players. And
Yeah,
I mean,
right.
already with the buddy changes as well, can't
Yeah.
give Lucinda too much.
Yeah,
let's be honest.
she's just going to be it's too insane. So I've already put her in C there. We agreed on that.
Throw-
Yeah.
That's fair. Throw her to C. I think if we were combining it with the buddy changes, I'd throw in B. But yeah, just with that changes in general, I think it's just once again refinement makes things feel a lot more smooth. I love that.
Yeah.
I'll say that for all the characters. Kind of fun.
Bias.
A little bit.
The experience range for
I mean, Freddie went up in B. So there's definitely a little bias. That's a little funny. But we'll continue.
Building is now within the effective range.
Okay, just get knocked back a bit. I think I missed that.
With smoother acceleration and landing. The climbing experience on the map has been improved. It's now easier to tell which areas can be fully climbed. The experience range for sponsored by
I didn't really show anything there. How? Chance? You want to elaborate on that a little bit for us? Just because the surfaces are a little bit flatter there. Is that what it's like? Okay, this is obviously you can run on a flat wall, I guess.
Yeah, they might have just made like surfaces and textures a little bit more cohesive in terms of like just like none sticking out and stuff like that, which is a good change. I think having just the map being more readable is always a good change.
And I think I missed again what I wanted to take it back so far, so I'm just going to take it back a little bit again. Because does that look like it's runnable to you? I guess more.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think it makes it so that like it's all flat together into one smooth area. I think before it might have been a little bit more steeper too, so maybe things are like a little bit more slanted now, which is nice.
On the map has been improved. It's now easier to tell which areas can be fully climbed. The experience
okay.
range for sponsored boxes has been expanded.
Okay. Oh, okay. Like it's bigger.
Good change.
Okay.
Building is
Yeah.
now within the effective range.
I think one of the weaknesses and like things that made it feel a little odd about going for sponsored boxes that were quite often you were sort of trapped in the building. I think that being able to protect it is going to be a little easier now. I think in exchange for the fact that you're getting experience this whole time now and also being able to protect is going to be like quite strong if you're able to capture these devices. I think it just makes it in general a little bit more attractive to go for a sponsor box in general for most players.
Yeah, rather than being cooped up inside. A lot of the time as well, when we were seeing it in comp, it felt like when players did go for this, if you were the one who opened the box, you were always at that disadvantage. They'd just come rushing in. It always felt like, unless you were like really technical player, that the player who opened it was wiped out and then they just came. And I wonder as well if you could sneak up. So if the main bulk of the team who opens it stay indoors, say if another team comes rocking up, are they going to be able to hop over and get that XP there on the outside still and rack up the points, or is it like a? Yeah. I forgot. Yeah.
I think it does because like you see how on the top of the bar there it shows like the red player, green player. It shows like I think you can all get the experience, and then it just like in terms of like the actual bar it won't progress if you have more players in there.
Yeah.
Whether indoors or outdoors, the XP mechanics will activate. New outdoor sponsor boxes have also been added.
That's good. So it's going to be.
Turning battles from
I think it also gives a little flexibility in terms of like the additional room, in terms of like being able to quote unquote contest it. You can go out on the range there and like stop people from getting more % on it if you want to take it for yourself. Slow it down a little bit.
Yeah.
Into large territory-based skirmishes, making the experience even more thrilling. Several visuals and gameplay enhancements have been made for.
Okay, chat. What we saying about the sponsor box changes? And what are you saying, Josh? Where do you reckon that comes on the list?
I think sponsor boxes are pretty unutilized right now in terms of like most teams going for them. I think being able to make them feel like it's a part of a game that's going to now be a little bit more fluid in terms of being able to move around it a little bit more easily is going to be a good thing. Like quite often you'd go over there and just sort of feel like you're bunkered down. I mean, that's a good thing to an extent, but I think at the same time being able to protect yourself is always good. You don't get ambushed so often. You can like just play it a little bit smarter and safely, which is good. I think it's probably at least a B in my opinion. If not, maybe an A. I don't know. Probably B, maybe A.
Rook is saying an A. I was around a B and an A myself as well, because it's not like a quality of life. It's got that better. It's moved that space out a bit. They're going to be in more spaces across the map along with everything else. Probably more battles are going to go down. I'm leaning towards the A, I think, for me.
I think it's definitely a good thing. I think A it's similar to A in terms of like how influential it will be. I think more people are going to actually utilize it.
We'll put it in A then, because that's where some of the best firefights went down as well. I haven't been able to see the tournaments now, but did people go for sponsor boxes anymore in comp play much?
It definitely varies. I think a lot of it really depends on, because like these days you can sometimes get a little bit more. I mean, if you're looking to play around your abilities, going for like the level up cards is always quite helpful. So it really depends. It's not like a center focus, but I think it will become a little bit more focused now, especially if they're going to be putting in, if they were to like improve like the amount of like Archon buddies or anything you get in there. I haven't really seen if they've changed the loot on them as well. So
Yeah.
we'll see.
First, the thrusters have been upgraded with a new look that better fits the current art style and visual effects.
Okay, so is that thing always going to be there then? I guess, yeah, you can see a few of the others around, can't you, on the map?
Yeah, I think it's cool to be able to see exactly where they are on the map and stuff like that. It's clearly moving away from the art style that we previously had with like MKR and stuff like that. Like it felt like those were very much like placeholder. So having them being like a full fleshed out part of the map is a good thing. It doesn't change like how they play or anything like that. I think it just looks a little bit better and is cool.
Yeah.
It's a much more satisfying experience while flying through the air. Soaring now gives you a better sense of how long until landing and re-engaging in combat, while nearby enemies will hear the swoosh as you fly by. After landing with
I mean, that's always been a thing, hasn't it?
Yeah.
As well.
I think so. I don't think they made it louder. I think that seemed about the same, and I think it's good.
Yeah.
there's a brief moment of immobility. So don't rush headfirst into enemies, unless you want to be a sitting duck.
Nice pun, Chance. Nice pun. Is that about the same as well? The story already is a sort of
It seems
disengagement.
like that was pretty similar in terms of like I think the landing time, pulling out your weapons and stuff like that. I think it might have more so just been a little bit of a reminder, just like, hey, don't fall for this.
Yeah.
You know that landing, just don't fall for it. It's a good tip.
Use the thrusters wisely to reposition, make surprise landings, or escape when surrounded. That might be the better strategy.
This is risky
The
though,
more
guys.
persist-
Yeah. That don't just do that when people's firing at you.
That looked really risky.
I've seen plenty of people just get shot down out of the sky there. That's all welcome in. Hi there. So that's a C for me as well. That's like a little quality of life type thing. They've just made that a little bit more rounded.
So one thing I've also noticed, if you go back into that clip when they're taking the launch, they've added a lot more like little indicators on like the bottom left corner of like what's happening. Like I saw earlier in a clip, there was like a little like if you press play here.
Oh, there. Okay.
Yeah, exactly right there.
Use the thrusters
But
wisely to reposition.
there's I think it was previous to there when he was like launching up in the sky. It shows like a little right here.
Better strategy.
The thing in the bottom left there. There's like a little indicator showing
Oh,
how long
yeah.
he's gonna be flying. For
Oh
and
yeah,
stuff like that.
yeah. Saw
Yeah.
that.
Earlier there was a clip of Watchmen and he had some indicators under as well. So I think they're just showing like in terms of like CC inability, like they're tracking that now because like before they only really utilized that for the Morph Drake transformation. So I think that it's kind of cool that they're adding that as well for more just general things. I don't think many people probably notice that.
Yeah.
System has also been tweaked. Mucking Danger now turns red and can be placed multiple times for added emphasis. Item looting visuals have been
That's good.
enhanced with the new effects, and animations for opening supply chests are now smoother. Up next, the brand
Okay, so that's all like little quality of life things as well. So that's
Yeah, I think previously before I think you could only have like a single red ping down at a time. So being able to spam ping and be like, oh, there's a guy here, there's a guy here, without like removing the previous one is going to be a good thing. 'Cause, it's just one of those things that makes the game a little bit more readable in terms of like okay, well I know where they are for sure. It's not like okay, well I pinged here. Oh god, I gotta go reping that because I don't know where they are anymore.
yeah.
Is just a good thing. Man, look at these skins. They look stylish.
I'm liking the Freddie one the most. I'm guessing that one's the rest of them looking like that Ducksyde looks like he's the version before. What's that galactic one where he's like a big jelly bean with the galaxy inside of him?
No, definitely. I think I'm excited for the. I think I'm excited for the skins. Like in general, they just look sleek. I think they have gone in a good direction.
Yeah. Box
I'm excited.
opening animation is S tier
New season.
Or what?
or S tier.
What is the box animation? Am I missing something? Did I forget something?
I think he's been a bit sarcastic there about
okay.
because he was saying about the box, the animation on the box has slightly changed and been optimized as well. So all the chests, yeah.
Big gala.
That's so funny.
You are Hero Skin, Ling Bo, Frostfire Glow, Silent Frosty Night,
That's
a
pretty.
mysterious dragon hovers,
Yeah.
starry lights dancing, and fire fields flicker in the shadows.
If you wasn't going to play her anyway, just because she's a new character, you definitely got to want to when you've got a gold skin straight off the bat as well.
Yeah, that looks fancy. Like that looks like a real nice skin.
You are weapon skin M4 Eternal Starshine.
Ooh.
Hidden with a sea of stars is the Farlight.
That's quite nice. I like that sort of steampunky, like the galaxy within like the golden weapon. It's quite nice.
SSR Hero Skin Freddie.
I think if there's any season where you're going to want to make sure you get all the battle pass stuff, it's going to be this one here. Just in terms of being like, oh, like this is like all good stuff. Like, man, I'm gonna want to grind out everything I can this season. Just like, especially if it's like stuff that's going to be a little more exclusive in terms of not returning. Like, these are the skins that are going to be like nice. Like, you know, I have like the old Momoy skin. Like, I feel like that's exclusive at this point. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
These are ones that I want to have for that kind of reason.
I'm liking this Freddie. This Freddie looks nice. He's like got the military jacket on with a bit of punk spikes, steady belts going on. A bit of that carrying over from that gun as well. Of that steampunk. I'm liking the look of him.
No need to worry. Nova's watchdogs won't catch up here. Relax and enjoy. SSR Hero Skin Bo, Azure Phoenix, a free spirit rebel ready to shake up the galaxy and invite the stars to dance. SSR Weapon Skin Invader Abyss Hunter will light.
Yeah, I like these the little like spheres on this sort of steampunky galaxy, futuristic.
I
but
feel
in
like
the
this
past.
is a lottery, right? Like all these are from lottery, I imagine, or maybe from Battle Pass. I'm not really sure, but like I like how just as a unit everything looks so consistent. I think I think it's gonna be cool to having like a full lineup of all these skins and like running them as a unit will be a pretty big flex. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah, there we go. I like the little, like the
Little
weapon
bobble on it?
attachment. Yeah, like the little bobble on. What are you thinking, chat? What do you think of this one?
Where light and shadow collide, star shines brighter and deadlier.
The descriptions he's given for these now, it sounds like he's reading out of some sort of poetry from like Bo or something, or he's giving these explanations.
I like the backpack.
Galactic Navi.
Yeah. Reminds me of like
That's cute.
Northern Lights or something. It's,
The starry sea may be endless, but with this,
I think it's definitely one. If it is Battle Pass, I think this is their best Battle
a
Pass.
range of SR skins, jetpacks, trails, and other surprises are on the way
nice as well because it's so condensed.
to. Don't miss out.
I'm not missing. No, I promise you guys. Playing this season. You'll see me on the
I
battlefield.
guess it's time for some future reveals. The update won't stop here, and soon our Cypher is getting a major rework.
Okay, so Cypher's getting a rework, but is MKR getting a rework? Is he going to say anything about him?
Her return will electrify the entire Farlight Cup with a surge of electromagnetic chaos. And that's not all. There's a
Oh, it's MKR.
new buddy that Farlight committee has.
Oh, no, okay.
discovered. This new buddy will soon be popping up in the Sounder realm. What kind of abilities do you think it'll have? Honestly,
What do you think they'll go for? Do you had any ideas of what you think's missing from the buddies or what do you think they're gonna add that's missing from the
think-
latest roster?
Some sort of like stunning ability is probably maybe potential. I don't know. I was really hoping for like some sort of rooting ability. You know, get a little tree friend, throw him down, he roots everyone. I don't know. I think there's so much room for buddies to like change how the game is played. obviously I think they're in a spot where they are very like quite impactful right now, while also not feeling like they're like too overwhelming. I think that's gonna obviously change with the the buddy changes and the cooldowns and stuff like that. We're gonna have to see how that affects everything as well. So I think adding more buddies is just cool.
Yeah. A rooting one. You said that, and I thought of Groot straight away. Like he just goes into the middle of his AOE, throws down, and then just roots everyone to the ground. He puts his palms into the ground.
Honestly, I'm just as excited to find out. After the wild high body expansion in September, we've seen an outpouring of support and encouragement, along with tons of great suggestions. It's your passion that keeps Farlight 84
It looks like we're not getting MKR then. MKR's not been mentioned.
full of creativity and fun.
It's alright.
We couldn't have made it this far without your unwavering support. Beyond exploring new features, the focus shifts to enhancing the overall gameplay experience. Whether it's upgrading models or refining battle mechanics, improvement is ongoing. So let's keep growing with Farlight 84 together. The new season upgrades officially launches on November 14th. As the first update after high body expansion, this version mainly focuses on optimizing and fine-tuning the game experience.
There you go. There's your optimization. So hopefully, Laurent, I know you were saying earlier, it is going to be a little bit more optimized than it's been, and
I think
with those changes.
one thing that's kind of pretty sort of like I'm not necessarily clear with this, but like I feel like in general with how their sort of update cycle has been going is like obviously like their next focus is on Cypher. I think one thing that would be kind of cool would be seeing them focus a bit more on getting like more done at once, like multiple characters. But I think it is kind of cool that I think like it also shows that they're kind of focusing on making sure like because like you saw how they released in like the China version, right? Like how they released and made sure that it was like all updated characters were the only ones that were really in there, like not like any of the ones with like the jetpacks.
Yeah.
Like
yeah.
just solo were added into there. Like I don't even think they have Senil over there. I could be wrong, but just like things like that where it's like I think they're focusing hard on making sure they get the characters, at a good place where they want to include them into that version as well.
Well,
And
it
then
makes
they do it,
makes sense not to put the jetpacks because they've said they're getting phased out, guys. So to introduce a new market to the jetpacks as well would be a bit silly when they
yeah, which is good. I think it's clear that they're working on heroes in a way that introduces them in a good way also in that market as well. So I think they definitely are working on the right path. And I think, having it changes on Cypher, like I think right now she's not in the best spot. So I think having it like it's going to be interesting to see if they go for like a complete overall like complete rework or if it's just going to be kind of tidying up her skills, tidying up her kit, making her just a little bit more useful in the current state of the game.
Yeah, because that ultimate really was for the jetpacks, wasn't it? It was disabled. She was such a big player to disable people and be able to ground them and then shoot them down. And she really does need.
And I think it also kind of goes into like the fact that like a lot of like the overall kind of like strategy these days is like, okay, like if you get Ember ulted on, you just like run out of it as like quick as possible, right? I think in terms of like the like Cypher's ult, the fact that it could get shot out so easily while also being like a smaller range than a lot of the other ults didn't make it as good as the other. And so like either they'd have to like increase the range or just change it in a different way in general.
Yeah. Those 20 plus heroes from the beta will never see the light. Yeah, I think they've changed their sort of design philosophy on this. There was a point when they were saying, yeah, we're going to release every single one that was in the beta past like October. I think that was like last year they said that. It seems like that's not the game plan now.
Yeah, I think in general you're more likely to see them come back in little homages, kind of like that kind of thing. Like you'll see like character skill sort of like similar in that kind of way to like those kind of characters will come back, but like not exactly as those characters, or they might come back as like parts of other players' kits and stuff like that. But I think you're right. I don't think it's as much of the game plan is to bring everybody back.
Yeah. We're nearly there. We've got 20 seconds left of this video. I don't think it's going to drop any more big announcements. But
with a new HERO Ling Bo and brand new weapon class, pistols. There's plenty to look forward to. Don't forget to join the fight with Ling Bo in Fight 84 on November 14th. I'll catch you in the Farlight Cup.
And there we go, November 14th, and then we've got the new update, November 14th. So we've got some pretty decent stuff there. There's a little tier list there, so jog everyone's memory on what we got. So we've got Ling Bo coming in, we've got that brand new battle pass, and that's going to be the shortened one, cheaper one as well.
Yep.
That's S tier, and then we put S tier as well, the quicker buddies. You'll be able to throw many more of those and much quicker. And that's our S tier for this.
In general, I think it's a lot of stuff that's coming in that is about making the game and the characters feel a little bit more solid. It seems like they've clearly focused on as you can see, like all the characters that have got changes are characters that already have their sort of place in the game, like what they want it to be. These were all the characters that were released in the China version, and I think we're gonna see changes for the other characters a little bit more slowly. I think these ones are gonna be like the main kind of focus, and like I think they need to prioritize getting Sunil changes, like his final ability kind of in as well. It's like he's sort of in an odd spot right now where he's very meta, like he's very clearly a good character, but he's not been updated. So I don't know, kind of odd.
Yeah, he's only had the double jump off the board, hasn't he? But he's still got that horizontal dash.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, what would you give him? What would you give him?
Right? It's one of those things where it's like, man, like, yeah, I don't know. He's already got so much mobility. He's very much a support hero in that kind of way. Like, if you give him more, like, what do you give him? You want to give him that mobility in terms of being able to reposition like everyone else does, but he's already got the pad technically, and like, I mean, I don't know. It's an interesting one, you know. It's like one of those ones where, like, you know, you have to figure out something for him, but it's like odd.
Yeah.
Because everything else would. I assume that's probably the struggle they're having with him right now. Is like, okay, like what do we do? You know, and like we want him to be here. We want him, you know, but we got to find something that's going to be fun, unique, and like cool for his character. So.
Yeah, because I don't think you'd want to give him like a full-on like attack move. It would have to be like some sort of passive kind of support move that would help the rest of the team, because that's, like you said, that he is meta at the moment still. Yeah, difficult one.
Yeah, exactly. All in all, though, what's your thoughts on the patch? Like, what are you thinking? Like, I'm definitely pretty excited for like a good majority of the changes. I think it's gonna be pretty dang exciting, especially if you're a Ducksyde main.
Yeah, he's still sat there in that A tier there. The main things for me, like we've said, really, it's nice what they've done. They're optimizing what they've got there, and I think that's what they really need to do with that patch. And it seems like that's the direction they're sort of heading towards as they finalize the idea of what Farlight is going to become. And it's just, it's probably maybe for a few people might be going a bit slower than they'd like, but it seems like they're taking the time. They're definitely, like, some of the skins, look, the aesthetic of the whole thing looks nice, and they're bringing in those quality of life things, so it's going in the right direction. And I'm interested to see what Ling Bo's going to do. We didn't get, I don't know if it would be explicitly mentioned then, but Ling Bo, not Ling Bo, sorry, the spectator mode didn't get brought up at all.
Yeah, I actually am not really sure. I haven't actually confirmed if it's in. I know Justin downloaded the beta, but he didn't have any room cards, so he couldn't check if they were in there yet. So we're gonna have to see if maybe Zach Wilder can check or something like that and confirm if they're back in there. I'm hoping they are. I mean, they made quite a few changes on terms of like the actual replays, in terms of like your individual player. So in terms of like the highlight videos. So I'm hoping they kind of integrated that in terms of with the replay systems and like the spectator system, because they're very, 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 very needed, and we welcome them back so much.
Yeah, Zach, if you've got any info on this and you're still in the chat, let us know there, please that they're back. I want to get back to the casting side of things and be able to see what people are doing with all these new heroes and things.
Exactly. But yeah, all in all, I'm pretty excited for the patch. I think I'm hoping that since we've had this kind of extra bit of time with this last patch here, this is going to be something that's going to refresh people, get them back in the game, get them playing, get them competing in tournaments again. Obviously, a little bit more biased on that side for me there, with Legend Scrims being a big focus of mine there. But I'm really hoping that things progress in a good way. I think the game and this update really kind of solidifies what their sort of plan is, what they're kind of trying to do with the game, and it really is comforting to see like the level of detail they've put into this update, because it really feels like it's coming out from like such a solid studio. In general, it feels like when you see updates from like other AAA games and stuff like that, this is kind of what you expect. And I'm really fortunate that that we're getting updates like this, because it's things are looking like they're getting a lot more solid, and I'm hoping that that trend continues.
Yeah, most certainly are. So what do you want to do now? I mean, we could stop right there, or we could carry on. And I know you're saying about, do you still want to do custom rooms, or what are you thinking?
I don't know. I think I might have to call it there. This went a little bit longer than I thought it would.
Yeah, it did a little
we've gone
bit.
For almost 2 hours or something like that. And I just played 2 hours of Farlight for the EU finals for zoning games.
It's exhausted, and you nearly fell asleep before this. So yeah, I thought you might want to call it right there. Well, chat, how are you feeling about the update? Let us know as well in the chat there what you thinking there. I know everyone was following along and putting everyone what they liked onto the tier list. So yeah, if we just call it there, and in the future though we'll be doing more of these, so keep an eye out. They'll be popping up on the YouTube, and they'll be on the Legend Scrims Twitch as well, if you're on Twitch more. I know LeBones is still in there, Stubby Arms as well over on there, so we'll be seeing us a little bit more. We're going to be doing casting practice, aren't we? And we've got a art of the 1v3. So if you wanted to your skill level up, or you were struggling with you're on your own, and then there's a team of 3 come after you, that's what we're hoping to cast people, coach people, and get your clips and say what you're doing wrong, what you're doing right, showcase you, all stuff like that, aren't we? So
no, exactly. I got told in chat we should 1v1 pistols only, and with blindfold. Unfortunately, pistol's not here yet. With blindfold, I'm down.
How would you know? That's going to have to be like an honor system
To feel it,
Yeah. Well, we'll work it out somehow. And as well, there's the video of your gameplay that we're going through, the cheat codes of how to get to a final in a tournament. So watch out for that, and that will be coming in the next week as well. And thank you for being in with us tonight. List of 1v1. Yeah, that was you who said that, Porky. I did. Of course, Porky said that. Okay. So that's it from us here. Thanks, Josh. Thanks, everyone in chat, and we'll see you next time.
Yep, no worries. Great time, guys. Have an amazing rest of your day. Get excited for the next patch. Play some tournaments, all that good stuff. We are excited for it, and I don't know. I'm gonna be absolutely just an absolute menace in the next patch. So watch out for me, because if you see a Detective Ducksyde coming your way, run.
Yeah, he's got the shells now. Get out of the way. Catch you next time, guys.
All right. Thank you, guys. See you later.